Let's see where the Frontier Go Wild Pass can take us for
2 weeks. How far, how many places can we go in 2 weeks?
We're Rich and Robin,
And these are our midlife adventures.
living in and out of our midlife van.
In this video, we share our 2 weeks of flying with our Frontier Go Wild Pass. How many delays we had, how many cancellations we had, where we went, how much it cost, and whether we do this adventure again.
Robin, where are we at? We are home, Robin.
We are home.
That was a whirlwind adventure that we just did.
It was.
It was.
Using our Frontier Go Wild
Unlimited pass for 2 weeks. We're gonna see how many places, how many flights we can do within 2 weeks.
that we can only book the day before with the pass. Join us and see where it takes us.
We're definitely getting our money's worth out of the Go.
We are.
Didn't
So we started this whole journey from Sacramento. In 2 weeks, how many flights did we do, Rich?
Robin, we did 16 flights.
So that counts the layovers.
That accounts a few layovers. But then we also, some of the layovers were overnight layovers. And then we were able to use those as destinations.
Go Wild Pass got us to 9 different destinations. We started in Sacramento.
Then we went and visited my brother in Wisconsin.
We flew to Raleigh and Boston.
We flew to Jacksonville, Florida.
From Jacksonville, Florida, we flew to Puerto Rico.
And then from San Juan, Puerto Rico, we went to New Orleans.
And from New Orleans, we flew to Seattle via Denver. From Seattle, we flew to
Denver
for our son's birthday.
And then from Denver, we flew to Minneapolis.
And from Minneapolis, we flew back home via Phoenix for some doctor's appointments and other visits.
And then we flew from Ontario to Sacramento.
To finish the loop.
Get back to our van.
16 flights in just over 2 weeks with our Go Wild Pass. So our Frontier Go Wild Pass is only the taxes?
It's 1 penny for the flight, and then you have airport fees and taxes.
Our cost for our Go Wild flights was
$490.
We had one flight that we could not get our Go Wild Pass.
Can't believe that.
And it was our son's birthday, so we
had to
paid
be
full
there.
fare, and our full fare for 2 people was
$204.
Yeah. So it was $490 for 2 people for 15 flights.
And how many destinations?
Go Wild Pass got us to 9 different destinations for $490. Not bad
For 2 people.
for 2 people.
Yes.
We started this journey right before the 4th of July.
Which we thought was going to be crazy.
I thought it was going to be crazy because airlines can be crazy around the holidays.
Yeah.
But also we had 2 blackout dates.
July 5th and July 7th
Yeah.
were blackout days.
So how did we avoid those blackout dates?
We got really lucky, I think. And so, we actually got a lot done.
Yeah, so not only did we see new places, we got to connect with new and old friends.
Yes. So that worked out really well for us. We spent $490 for our 2 weeks worth of flights. But if you then compared, how much would it have been if we paid full fare the days before and didn't have our Go Wild?
Yep. Because they were all flights we booked the day before, because that's what you have to do. It was over $4,000.
Which is just crazy. $4,000 in savings.
Right.
So there would have been $4,500.
Yeah. On 15 flights, we saved over $4,000, but we wouldn't have spent that anyway.
But it's just nice to know that. I mean, we are definitely getting our money's worth out of the Go Wild.
We are. The Go Wild Pass, you only pay a penny, and the taxes. Almost every flight is
domestic is like
$15 and some
12
change.
cents. Yeah.
20. Yeah. And except for Puerto Rico was one of the places we flew.
Even though it's not international,
the U.S.
there's an international tax.
The U.S. government taxes you as if it's international.
It is a territory of the United States, but so that just added a little extra.
And also, Rich, what about our baggage and seat assignments?
Fortunately, Frontier had a status match. When was that? It's like late last year?
It was, I think, in the fall of last year.
Yeah, late last year, they did a status match. And we used one of our statuses with, I think, American Airlines.
Right, you can use hotel or
even,
airlines.
And so we used that to match, to be able to get platinum
Platinum
status with
for
Frontier.
a year, and that was, I think, $99. And that $99 has gone a long way.
So what happens is when you pay your $15 for the Go Wild flight, what you get is you get to bring on one personal item.
And you cannot pick your seat until
check-in.
Check-in.
Yes. And so with the status match, we're able to bring each of us our personal items plus two, each carry-on.
Yeah.
And if we wanted to, we could have also checked a bag.
But we don't check bags.
But then we're also when we purchased the ticket, we're able to assign our seats.
Correct.
So we're able to, it's a little secret, don't tell anybody, but what we do is we book an aisle and a window.
Right.
And hopefully nobody sits in the middle. And guess what?
Out of the 16 flights,
Yeah.
only 3 times there was someone sitting in the middle of us.
3
times.
3 times.
The very first flight,
Yeah. And
the flight out of Denver, and then there was another one.
And then when we go to check in, if there's even more of the extra legroom seats in the front, we're able to move
emergency
up there.
row.
The emergency
Because
row.
of platinum.
Because
so
of
now I have silver elite. I can't move up by myself,
You would
but
have to
since
pay.
I am attached to his reservation, when we book it through his account and match us together.
Yep.
I get all the benefits of the platinum, which is the bag and the better seat selection. I'm flying by myself in a couple weeks. Then right now I'm on aisle 15 is the closest I was able to get, and I can't bring my carry-on. So that is a drawback of the silver. The platinum is a much better
But you're not
level.
going to, it's not long.
Just so you know, if you don't have platinum and you still have the silver, because I got the silver when I renewed the Go Wild Pass early, that was a bonus. So it's a little bonus. It's
a
not
little
a big
bonus,
bonus.
but better than nothing.
Yeah.
What I want to do is a shout out, because when I was in charge of booking the flights, of determining what destination we're going to go. Some of them were a surprise to Robin. Some of them she was kicking and screaming, but other times, most of the time we had, we both are on the same page of where we wanted to go. But what I use is a website, and that is out there. It's called 1491. 1491 is shout out to Jacob, my buddy Jacob. It's
a subscription site.
It's a subscription site, and what we were able to do is able to look at it from the point of view of the origin and the date, and look at all the destination flights that were going out of that were Go Wild. And so then from there, I was able to kind of pick and be able to say, okay, look at these are direct flights, or that these ones have layovers, how long the layovers were before even going into the Frontier site. So for me, it helped me try to get a grasp on, okay, now what are our maybe 2 or 3 choices that we're going to go, and then I jump over into the Frontier site and book the Go Wild.
So, for instance, when we left Denver, we left our son after his birthday. We had multiple choices. So we put him in a little random generator and let the random generator pick where we were going to go.
So it worked out really well. And then from there, Robin would take over, figure out where we're going to stay.
Using points.
Do we need a rental car or not? And we were able to then figure out what did we want to go see. Yeah. Our original plan was to try to go to each destination, find a brewery, grab a pint, find a point of interest in the area. So did we stick to that all the way?
Really.
Not really.
But close enough.
We had a great time.
But more importantly, we saw friends and family in that.
So that worked out really well. We had no idea where we were going to go. And then once we started that day, then all of a sudden everything just clicked into place. I'm like, why wouldn't we not go to Wisconsin and see my brother I haven't seen for a few years? That worked out perfect. Then we stumbled over going when we went into Jacksonville, met up with some Honda friends. 2 of those guys have lived in Jacksonville. They didn't even know each other lived there, so it worked out really well.
We started this journey right before the 4th of July.
Which we thought was going to be crazy.
I thought it was going to be crazy because airlines can be crazy around the holidays.
Yeah, we thought it was going to be crazy. Everything was going to be full. Everything, and it actually worked out really well. I mean, we got really lucky about...
Of those 16 flights, Rich, how many delays did we have?
Not many at all. But according to Facebook friends, Frontier is always delays. There's always delays. There's always cancellations.
Delays, we had 5 delays.
All around an hour. I think less than an hour. To me, the maximum was like an hour and a half.
Yeah, that was a weird one because our domestic flight, the plane had just flown from Cancun International.
And they went to International Gate, and then they had to move that plane to a domestic gate.
So that took a while. So 5 delays, that's not bad.
Not
That's
bad at
what,
all.
30%?
And they weren't long delays.
And they
So
didn't stop us from
we didn't-
getting to where we
we
needed to
didn't
be.
miss any flights because of those delays.
Right.
And so it worked out really well. Cancellations.
So, but also we had 2 blackout dates.
July 5th and July 7th
Yeah.
were blackout days.
So how did we avoid those blackout dates?
We got really lucky, I think, because what we were able to find is we found some long layovers during those blackout days.
Right. So we had a blackout date of the 5th.
Yep.
We flew out of Wisconsin and Milwaukee on the 4th with an overnight layover in Raleigh, which then didn't take off from Raleigh to Boston on the 5th, but technically
It was a layover.
it was a layover, so it wasn't a blackout date.
So we were able to make good use of that day.
Our other layover, our other blackout day, we were in Puerto Rico, and so we wanted to stay a couple
We
days
wanted to
anyways.
stay
We
2
weren't
nights
we weren't
anyway,
just
so.
going to leave as soon as we got there.
So that worked out well. Cancellations.
So yes,
And we thought we were gonna.
we've never
lucky.
had a cancellation on
Knock
Frontier,
on wood.
but the whole world had cancellations, Rich.
That was what was it called? Crowd strike.
The crowd strike, global technology outage.
Just happened to hit on our
Last
last
flight.
leg,
Yeah.
our very last flight. We were scheduled to fly back on the 19th
Yeah.
of July, and that night before we were notified that it was canceled, and we had to then postpone that and fly out on the 20th, which
Thankfully,
Didn't work.
so we started this whole journey from Sacramento. We were ending in Sacramento. That's where our van is because we do our van travels, and we had just finished a month in the van
Yeah.
or so. And so, luckily, our cancellation, we were stopped at home to see our kids
and
and
do
to
some
do
medical
some medical
appointments.
appointments. So it didn't really, that was the end of our 2 weeks. We landed back at home at the 2 week marks from when we left.
Yep.
And then we planned on staying at home 2 days, but we ended up staying 3 days. Thankfully, we were at home. Had we been out on this 2 week
that
thing,
would have been terrible.
that would have been crazy. So we did 5 layovers where we
Did not leave the
did not
airport
leave the airport, and our layovers were from 40 minutes
to
to, I think,
4 hours.
4 hours, but that flight was delayed an hour, so
Yeah,
really it was
so,
only a
yeah.
3-hour layover.
Yeah, so not much at all.
Yeah.
I mean, on some of our other flights, we've had longer layovers that, at like
Yeah.
Denver Airport where
Yeah.
we spent the night there, but
Right.
it's worked out good for us.
Yep.
So after just over 2 weeks and 16 flights, Rich, would you do this again?
Oh, yes.
I don't know about that. I was a little tired.
But it was a lot of fun. We were able to see a lot in a little bit of time.
Next time, maybe we'll do some slow travel.
And maybe we'll do 4 weeks.
Maybe. Stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
Thanks for watching this video. If you find it helpful, hit that subscribe button.
And hit that like button.
Yeah.
Tell your friends.
Check out our other Frontier videos and other travel videos.
Yep.
And also check out our other video where we share all the places that Frontier Go Wild Pass took us in 2023.
Yep.
See you out there.
Ciao.